What's up, gang? How is everybody this morning? We're going to get back to the picture y'all see in a minute. How is everybody today? Doing good? Feeling good? Pumped? Wired? I was sitting here just now right before it started, right? Looking out the window, and I seen a fuzzy thing walk by, and I was like, hell is that? It's Harley. I let her out about an hour ago, and apparently only one of us made it back in somehow. I don't know what happened. Where you been? Huh?
Yeah, be good girl staying at the house. Yeah. See, Daddy forgot me out there. Yeah.
Harley loves baby boys. She'll wag her tail. I don't care. I think she could have a car parked on her tail, and if I went uh, baby voice, she'd try to wag it, wouldn't she, Brandy? How about you, Brandy? You with us? Come back. Hey, freshen up this coffee for me real quick while you ain't doing co-host. That's not on time. I'm not early. It's 11:02. It started at 11. Hi, how is everybody? Hi, Kristen D. Naylor. I used to go boot scooting boogieing with Kristen and her dance partners when I was a young man.
Here's coffee.
Oh, thank you. Kristen was there for the birth of her first child. She came to the hospital.
Was she?
Yeah. Bradley. How is everybody? Doing good?
They're good now. I'm here. They're waiting on me. Right.
Love the intro, John. Thank you, Bonnie Bailey.
Thank you, Miss Bailey.
I don't know where to begin.
If I'm sniffing and stuff, I'm sick once again. So sorry.
I got some stuff on Michael Vaughan, but the way his mom's acting, like if you talk about anything that's going on and all that, it's so disrespectful and all that. I don't even know if I should go over it. I don't know what's wrong with telling what's going on, you know?
Who cares? I don't really. What are we going to do to hurt her? Nothing. You know? We're not like in the investigation messing with it. Really. So.
I just don't get why some of these people are so concerned with what's on YouTube.
Me either.
I can not watch shit if it bothers me. Okay. And the way I see it, that's what this kind of is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say we're watching, me and Brandy are watching a show that has 10 seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, say on season 6, something happens and we're just like, screw this. This is horrible.
Right.
I ain't watching no more of this crap. You think we're going to keep going back to it? No, we're just not going to watch no more.
Yeah.
And I think it's that damn easy. I really do. I would be more concerned with what was going on than what was being said on freaking YouTube.
I avoid it, yeah. She says it's messing with the investigation. How does she know what, you know, really? It's hard to hide stuff,
Man.
you know.
And, you know, I have to feel like there's not much damage that talking about what's going on can do, honestly. As long as you don't, like, start inventing a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
If you're just
Conspiracy
talking about,
theories, stuff.
honestly talking about what's going on and what the situation is, I don't see any harm in that. Do you?
Mm-mm.
And I feel like also social media puts more pressure on the cops to get something solved.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it definitely helps in that way. So I don't know, man. To me, it's like I've said 5 billion times. I do not get why these parents of missing kids get so wrapped up in what's being said on YouTube. I don't.
Yeah.
Gonna leave it there.
I'm hoping maybe we don't know how Kaylee was found, Kaylee Jones, or they're not releasing a lot of information, but I think like we talked about it, so that only had to help, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe her came across of it or across a YouTube video or somebody seen her, you know.
Yep.
So I think it only can help.
Steffers asks, do you think Summer will ever be solved? Yes,
Yes.
I do. I do not think, regardless of anything else, that people will give up. And I think it's got that much of a following and that much of a push. I don't think everybody will ever give up until something is solved. And I really think that's going to be the strength of Summer's case, is so many people, like, it's a year almost over, well, almost a year and a half, and it's still going strong. So I think it will. I really do. I think,
I hope so.
if it goes too long, me and Brandy will become private detectives and solve it our damn self if it comes to it.
Yeah. I think it's going to take somebody coming forward. I think maybe people are scared right now. Over time, hopefully somebody will come forward. You know?
I think there's got to be more. I just don't feel like, no matter what the circumstance is, this is one person and nobody else knows about it.
Yeah, more than one person knows.
I really feel like more than one person knows. I think that's a big plus. I think it will. I do.
Yeah.
Final answer.
If the family was involved, you know, probably Dawn or Candace Sutherland would probably have to know, or Grandis. You know, if somebody took her, probably, I'm sure they don't live alone, or they had to accomplish maybe, you know. So I think there's more than one person.
Right.
Any situation, you know.
Hi, Steffers, Nana's Angels. What's up? Burlington Park. What's up? Oh, we got two former contestants in a row in chat. Nana, did you see the Killer Looks reporter room match?
They did good.
Be afraid.
They got every freaking answer right. Everyone about. There might have been one or two, but
be very afraid.
They're both of them really.
Killer Looks is legit.
She knows everything.
I think right now he's the favorite. I know everybody's going, Kevin Harsh or Einstein Reborn, but Killer Looks. He didn't miss a question, did he?
No.
Not one. And I'm telling you, dude was straight legit in front of me on camera. He didn't take a long time to tell you. This dude is phenomenal. Killer Looks, good job. Somebody in chat said, in our comments said, I never heard you thank or congratulate Killer Looks.
We did.
I'm like, what? Really?
Go back and watch the
That's Killer, man. We told him, he's like, you dude are bomb ass smart. I mean, whatever. Killer knows what's up.
Don't let it get to you now, John.
Yeah, I know. I gotta quit reading the comments. But Killer crushed it, dude. He crushed it.
Yeah, I could help with comments, but they make me mad, and I should help more. But
I made the questions, and I think he might have beat me.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, when you don't miss none, right?
Mm-hmm.
Killed it.
He definitely would have beat me.
And the sad thing is, I think Jessica was just as good.
Yeah. They had to play each other.
They would have both won that match against anybody else, I think.
Well, you can't say that yet.
Most anybody.
Yeah.
She only missed like 2 questions.
We'll have to see how Harsh and Cam plays and compare.
I worry about Killer's strategy, though. Killer kept taking them sports questions, and I was like, I'd leave them for Jessica.
Yeah.
Because she's done admitted she didn't know nothing about sports. She didn't know the OJ one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one category done for Harsha and Cam's match, and I'm gonna tell you what.
Oh yeah, Jesse, we'll take you up on that maybe.
What's she saying?
She's gonna make the questions and make you compete to whoever wins later on. That'd be a good idea.
Jesse, you can make the questions, and I want to play the winner.
I'll help you. We'll make them really
It's killing me
hard.
not being able to play. It's hard for me. I'm competitive.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Don't sleep on your boy, John.
I'm pretty good, but I know a lot about different stuff, but He's better with names. Like, you remember names and stuff better than me. I can remember faces. It's hard for me to sometimes put a name with a face out. So,
Yeah.
but you can tell who really is into true crime and just watches whatever they can. Like, that's how we are. We watch everything that comes
We watch
out.
a lot.
Yeah. So.
And like, to be honest, like most of the questions I've asked, I knew. I only double checked because I didn't want to get one wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I have. I know. I've seen a ton of true crime stuff. I've been watching it for 20 years solid. On
Since we got together, we watch it.
Yeah.
So, Steffers want to know: do you guys think Don is going to speak, or you think he's going to stay quiet? I think he'll probably stay quiet for now. He might later on speak.
I feel like if he was going to speak, he'd have spoke.
Yeah. I seen somebody.
Really
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go.
Had a live up last night that Candace. They had a picture of Candace like she was pregnant. I don't know.
Did he manipulate it or no?
I couldn't tell.
God, if she is, how you going to explain that, Lucy?
Yeah, whose baby is it?
Could it be Dawn's?
I don't think so.
Dawn, yeah, it could be Dawn's.
Yeah, but
She better pop like right now.
but somebody said she's got her tie or her tubes tied. There we go. So I don't know. Yeah, they Casper Friendly said Candace looks pregnant. Yes.
Do you think there is a gag order on Dawn and Candace? I don't know, man. I don't really understand like the gag order well enough to give a super informed decision. I need to look on the gag order and see when that is actually used and for exactly what. So I can't give an informed answer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and poor Candace can't go nowhere without somebody taking pictures of her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if she really is innocent, I feel bad for her in that way.
Well,
she's like a I don't know, kind of popular in that town. People.
oh God, you would think everybody in town knows exactly who she is by now, for sure, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Dawn can't talk gag order. I never thought about that. That might be true. A gag order. I know Allie, she don't talk anymore. A lot of these people don't talk. I don't know. What do you think?
How in the hell ain't Jody Sue got gag ordered yet?
Yeah, she keeps on running that trap. Sorry, her mouth.
I don't know.
It don't make a lot of sense, does it?
She did ask for a fake baby bump on a wish list last year. Amy Lou, I swear to God, it seems like I've seen that or heard that. Because I remember I seen her wish list at one point.
Yeah, I remember that too.
It had beef jerky on it, I know.
You think she's just fooling with us, putting that on there? Why would she put that on there?
They could be trolling the hell out of people. Y'all gotta watch, man. I'm telling you.
They're big pranksters.
Yeah. And they would do some shit like that too. Don't think they wouldn't. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But what, I decided to do today was to educate us on what to look for neglect. What signs to look for. And I thought what I would do would be educate myself on it and then go back with a fresh mind after reading them and seeing if I think that Summer had been neglected by what we know. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show you something that I found super interesting. Because you know me, I'm a researcher, man. I hated to do a live, man. Me and Brandy did a video yesterday, and it's killing it. Finally, somebody's willing to give us a little credit for, we spent a lot of time on this.
What do y'all think? Do you think videos are better with us in it, or just, a video put together, clips and stuff? I think people want more people on camera. I think they do better too.
Yeah, I think so too. Where's my damn?
But I'm glad it's doing good.
Yeah,
It's a good
doing really
point.
good. I want to show you. Hold on, let me make sure I get this in order. I want to show y'all something. First, I want to show y'all this, and everybody just watch it and give it a second.
Okay. All right, we're counting on you, Marty. You gotta be one of the dudes. All right.
Unto thee, O Lord,
Unto thee, O Lord,
do I lift up my soul.
do I lift up my soul.
Unto thee, O Lord,
Unto thee, O Lord,
do I lift up my soul.
do I lift up my soul. Can't let none that way. Only be ashamed.
Okay, did y'all see that?
What?
Right?
Where she's trying to put her hair on her.
Let me show you this. No. Signs of neglect may include attachment issues, seeking excessive comfort and attention from others, or difficulty forming relationships. That, to me,
Oh, yeah.
was the embodiment of it, what they're describing here.
Yeah.
Is that not exactly what we watched
Mhm.
right there?
Yeah, it's weird because you don't. Well, I don't know if I should. I really don't know, but the stuff I've seen with Summer and Candace, I never see her hugging on Candace like that. But there's not a lot of videos. So I hate to say that and be wrong, but from what I've seen, what do you think? You think she was hugging on Candace all the time like that?
No,
I don't either.
no. And I find like that video, so it bothers me because I think that just shows right there because that's number one on the list.
Right.
And that could not be a bigger example of what we watched right there than I can think of. Can you?
Mm-mm.
That, I tell you, I think that is an example right there that is pretty hard to say that's not a good explanation. And that leads me to another one, okay? Now, on here, let me make sure I got this right. Hold on. The second one. Hold on. Okay, parental signs of neglect, okay? Parents who neglect their children may be consistently absent or provide inadequate supervision. They may appear indifferent or depressed when discussing their child. Other signs of neglect to look for: drug and alcohol abuse and bizarre or erratic behavior. Okay? That first sentence, parents who neglect their children may be consistently absent or provide inadequate supervision. Okay, did y'all see her up in front of the church hanging on Robin and all that while they're singing and all that, right? Let me show you. That is the same damn video where this is going on.
Yeah.
It's the same video. Okay? Now that's signs of parental neglect. So you got an awesome sign that she's being neglected in the way she has the attachment thing with Robin, right? Then you look back for another explanation of parental neglect, and that's exactly the definition. Sleeping in church, to me, while your child's up front doing that, is that not a huge check mark on that?
Mm-hmm.
You
See,
know?
I wish there was more out there of like videos of her interacting with her parents. I would know more. I hate to jump to a conclusion. Like if she wasn't loving to Candace and stuff, I don't, we really don't know. I wish we knew more. Is all I'm saying.
I know enough to know that Summer was neglected.
Yeah.
That's enough for me not to like them right there.
Yeah. She wasn't probably took care the best.
I think if you look at the things I just showed back to back, there's not anybody that could be any more clear when you look at what to look for that that's not exactly what you're seeing in those two instances. And I have another.
Yeah.
Physical signs of neglect, chronically dirty or unbathed. I would have to say that we've seen a lot. Lack of nutrition, poor hygiene. How many times I've seen a picture of Summer at church without her hair combed on her birthday? Okay. Wears clothes inappropriate for the season. And what does that make you think of? Bam. Wouldn't that be clothes inappropriate for the season?
Mm-hmm. That was summertime.
That was summertime. And that's the clothes she has on. It just all the boxes, if you look for it, just by what we've seen and stuff like that, it just clicks every box.
Mm-hmm.
The parents fit the mold of what neglectful parent is to a T.
That's
Okay?
our opinion. They're getting
And in
mad
my
in the
opinion, you know,
comments.
do I?
I said somebody's getting mad in the comments.
Who's mad?
I don't know.
What are they mad about?
Talking bad about Candace. She
Oh.
might not felt good in church.
I'm not. Okay. Why are you even acknowledging
I'm just
that?
saying, my parents, like,
I
when
felt
you
like
go
shit
to-
in church many a time. I've been so hungover in church, I felt like going home. I've been so tired in church, I have sit there and literally pinched myself to keep from nodding off. I've never even thought about being at church with my child and sleeping and letting it run all over the church.
Yeah.
That's neglect. I'm sorry. We can call it what we want. Does that go on at your church? It don't go on at mine.
I was taught too at church, you have to be, presentable. You act your best behavior. That's not being on your best behavior,
Well, as a parent, you always have to be responsible for your child, and even more so when you're out and not at home.
Yeah. Why come to church if you don't sit there and sleep?
I wouldn't go to church. I would miss church before I would go there and sleep, and my child ran around church.
Yeah. I would never want somebody else to chase my kid around church. That's rude. Don could have got up and did something. Also, he didn't do anything, did he? Both of them.
Oh, I was getting to him next. That's what I was going to say is he doesn't get a pass at all because he's sitting there watching it, concentrating. He's got to be, if you look at Don when all this shit's going on, he's locked in most of the time, just locked in. So he's sitting there watching this go on in front of him. I would, and Brandy can attest to this, I would have got her before Brandy would.
Yeah.
Would I not?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no damn excuse for him either. The excuse is they neglect their child in the sense of supervising.
Just think if she's like that at church, at home or something,
Imagine it. Now you're telling me people who's going to let their child run loose in church during services and all that is going to be watching her at home? I highly doubt it. I would almost guarantee you Summer was pretty much on autopilot a lot of the time at home. If you're not going to watch her in church, you damn sure ain't watching her at home.
Yeah, I agree. So.
And that's why people that want to hate on my video I just put out, their biggest thing is, what if you're wrong about them doing something to Summer? Then I'm wrong. But you know what? They're still bad parents. and their behavior since he's gotten out of jail ain't helped it out any. Everybody's like, well, you say he's on YouTube. I'm not telling him to come to YouTube, not talk to a damn YouTuber at all. I'm telling him he needs to be on the news, in the media, the real news, out there doing something.
Yeah. In my church I went to, if a kid acted up, their parents, even if they're crying, screaming, got up from church and took them out of the congregation, because that was the only thing respectful to do at that time. I did the same thing when Taylor and the boys were little. If she starts screaming, crying, I'd get up and take her out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And most any parent would. And I tell you what, our church, when I was growing up, it had a breezeway, right?
Mhm.
You come in, there's a little breezeway area, then there's another set of doors to where church is going. I had been in the breezeway a couple times getting my ass tore up for doing something stupid,
Yeah.
And that's the way it was, man. And I swear, if it was still that way, you wouldn't see a lot of the bullshit you see today.
Yeah, I agree.
You didn't act up at church. And I tell you, there is never a question in my mind. The churches I've been to, not one woman in that church would have ever been kicked back sleeping during services. Ever.
Yeah. Even though they might not be guilty of her disappearance, they are guilty of not taking care of their kid.
Yeah.
From what we've seen.
And
I'm sure there's a lot more we haven't seen, but just by the clips of what we see of them interacting with her, you can tell that, really.
And I'm going to say this. I think there is a good chance Don and Candace might not have done anything this summer. But I think there is a super damn good chance that whatever happened to her happened in a much larger time limit when nobody was paying attention
I
to
agree.
her.
And that's probably one thing Candace is lying about.
That's what the lie is. Dr. Phil's behavior panel, everybody knows there's a lie. My thing is, if it's not him and her, then the thing that she's lying about is nobody was watching Summer. There wasn't no damn 2-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute gap. It could have been hours, and something happened in that period of time.
Yeah.
I think she probably got too shit-faced at the lake, come home and was sleeping it off. Because when you drink in the sun, don't tell me she got one twisted tea, had no idea who it was really for, and that was it. Why even bother? Bullshit. They didn't swim where they swam at because they were taking Summer to swim. They picked that spot because they were doing something they wasn't supposed to. Somebody was probably effed up. By the time they got home, they laid down and passed out. There's a big gap. When they woke up, she is gone. Don't know if she's been gone 10 minutes. Don't know if she's been gone 2.5 hours. That's what I think.
Yeah, and that's another sign of neglect there. Her taking Hunter, a minor, buying him alcohol, smoking with him.
Going to a secluded spot.
With a minor boy.
There's a little beach play area right there.
So.
Didn't pick that. They picked the place where you can smoke pot and do who God knows what else. Let minors drink twisted tea, shit like that.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I seen some footage of like a couple of days after that, somebody went down there and there were twisted teas everywhere. I still ain't convinced that couldn't have been some of their stuff too.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. They didn't have to have bought the twisted teas that day. They could have already had them. You know what I'm saying? On ice. Right? Maybe the party was to go party a little bit at the swim hole, pick Grandis up while you're there, whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like she had anything else going on.
Right.
She I'm telling you, I really think that there's a good chance that's how shit went down. Homer Simpson would strangle Bart and sleep in church.
Oh,
yeah, kind of the best of two evils, wasn't it? Well, he used to chuck his shit out of Bart, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
We can only imagine what those children lived through. I can only imagine also And I tell you what, I think the Jose stuff was much more nefarious than we know, too, to be honest. I hate this, I know people get mad at me, but that whole thing, just none of that made sense to me. I really think the trip down there with the U-Haul was a bunch of damn dope that he stayed back to oversee it getting dispensed. And they used Candace's to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the way that story goes just don't make no sense. Why you have a nervous breakdown and go stay with some person you've never met in your life and all that.
Yeah, and everybody have their own opinion. If they think how Candace and Don raised their kids, was great, have that opinion. That's not our opinion. That's not how I was brought up and what I think is right or wrong. But,
Just subbed, you guys are wonderful. We share the same opinions. Love Brandy. She's gorgeous and so sweet from Florida.
oh, thank you.
Thank you. Terry Markle Baloney.
Yeah.
Is that really your last name? Even if it is, that's cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is. But people get offensive. I think maybe Don and Hennis might not did it, but they were bad parents. I could tell from just what
They
I
were
know.
neglectful parents.
Yeah.
I really get the feeling that Don loves his kids.
Yeah, me too.
I will say that. I don't get it from Candace. From everything I've seen from Candace, she seems really indifferent. And that was on the neglectful parents part too. Let me share that again.
I don't know. She might care for her kids. She might just have a hard time showing emotion. Just how
They
she was
appear
brought up.
indifferent or depressed when discussing
Yeah.
their child. Other signs of alcohol and all that.
I agree with that, but I don't know how she acts. I think she still cares for her kids. I would hope so.
And signs of neglect too. It lists learning disorders. And God bless Summer. I love her to death. I've spent tons of effort in trying to figure out what happened to her. And I think if we're all honest, she seemed a little delayed to me. Just a little. Something seemed off. She didn't talk much at all. I really think that could have been a sign. There's signs of neglect, and that is one of them.
See, I don't know about that. There's just not enough evidence because I never hear her talking or anything. Maybe a few times, but I don't know. I wish there was more footage of her out there
Yeah.
so I could kind of see.
But I'm just saying, when you look at the list, the things that are on it, a lot of these seem to fit in.
Right.
But I will say one thing, and I was surprised to find out. If Summer's weight and her height are accurate, she is right on par with what she should be. Because I looked that up. Because it tells, you can find numbers for a kid certain ages, how tall and how much they weigh, if that's on par with the average.
Yeah.
And she's perfectly good there.
And some of the reasons she might look a lot skinnier, like some of her baby or photos where she was younger, she looked a little bit fuller in the face. A lot of times a kid don't lose their baby fat until probably like 5, 6. They start getting taller and they do change appearance. Maybe that's some of it. I'm not for sure. But she does look a lot different. If
Right,
you look at the photos.
I'm just being honest. I'm showing,
Yeah.
now if I call it what I call it. And that, like I said, she is on par for what she should be according to the numbers.
Right.
My thing kind of is, though, I still think she looks way
Different.
a lot thinner from Christmas
Yeah.
to, right then. It could be baby fat fell off, maybe, but she looks. And if you see this one, I don't know if I got a copy of it or not. Hold on. I thought I had it. No, I don't. And then I'll play y'all something else if you got some questions about the inside of the house. I thought I'd play this. We haven't seen it in a long time. Some people might not have ever seen it.
Me, essentially, where the boys were sitting. They were sitting right there at that table, looking at that TV, playing video games. Summer went down into the basement. She's pointing to this, table here that has basically a crawl space into it. And down into that crawl space goes down into the parents' and Summer's room. So I asked her if she would take me down there. She did. And so we crawl through there.
So
now,
can I stop you real quick, Chris? Because so this is the only way to get to Summers and the parents' room is through this crawl space.
Right. This is the way she said Summer went into that basement.
Why do they have it set up like that?
That is a great question. I don't have that answer.
Okay, continue.
So we get down there, and of course, this is Summer's room here that you're seeing. All of the items in the back corner belong to Summer. There's a mattress on the floor, the 2 bunk beds. The windows are secured with reflective type of materials.
Ain't that weird? How that bar's made. That's so peculiar. You can get to the basement from an outside door. Yeah, they're saying without going outside, that's the only way she had to get to her bedroom.
Right.
Is what they meant. I'm pretty sure. And I tell you what, there's been few things I've seen watching this that I found funny, but one thing I found so damn funny was when Chris went to her house during when that was filmed, and he's like, "Can we see Summer's room?" And she's like, "Yeah, you got to go through this and down through here." And she shows Chris the stairs, right? And Chris is like, I might just go around. And she basically says,
Get down there, Chris.
"Get your ass down here, Chris. If Dawn can do it, you can do it. Dawn does it all the time." Chris is like,
I think he's scared to go down
he was
there.
like, "Okay, I'm going to try it out." I thought that was just the funniest thing.
Yeah, I think he was making it clear his wife was with him too. He kept on saying that somebody was with them. Do you remember that part?
Oh, you think Chris was worried that she was taking him down there to
Yeah.
kill him or
I don't know.
molest him?
You never know. I know he kept on saying that.
Oh, hi, Sheila Bleaks. Good afternoon. I just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome all the new people.
Yeah,
And thank you for all the old people for being here.
yeah.
That didn't sound right.
Everybody.
All of our older subscribers. There you go. I'm not saying that you're old.
I thought that was funny, man, because Candace was like acting like he was a sissy. She was like, "Oh my God, Dawn does this every day.
Get your butt down there. You
Come
make it.
on." Talking about walk around.
It is crazy how they built that. It's kind of like I don't know, like these old houses have these like hidden bookcases and stuff. Maybe they were trying to make a hidden entrance to the basement.
To me, it looked like somebody was tweaking on something and was like, "Oh my God, if they show up, how am I going to get out of here? Ooh, I know what I'll do. I'll build me a trap door under the barn."
Oh, thank you, Jesse. She donated a membership to a lucky person. Who got it? Let's see. Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Jesse. I love you do that, Jesse, to help out.
It does help us.
They drop off after a month, though, it seems. It helps
But
us
thank
a
you,
lot.
Jesse.
Thank you.
Jesse's our big helper. She helps a lot with our channel.
Jesse made the harsh me and Cam meme.
That's funny, isn't it, y'all?
Have y'all seen it? I think it's hilarious.
Who do y'all think will win? Cam or Harsh?
C for Cam, H for harsh.
I hope everybody comes watch. We can have a big old crowd because it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think a lot will. Did you see comment about little in school?
The litter box, I was reading that. I couldn't figure out what y'all were saying. What is it now? Somebody can put in the comments. Something about a litter box.
I didn't see it. Ooh. A lot of C's and H's. Looks like they think it's going to be a toss-up.
HHCCCH.
Cool. It's going to be good.
It's not true little. They're saying they passed something where that you can have kids can have a litter box in school.
No, they did.
Litter boxes for cats.
Oh, check out what
Kids
just come
in
in. I just got a text from Cracking Cases. Yeah, bro, we're on for Wednesday. Booyah!
You gotta be studying up, Cam. People are pulling for you.
It's going to be a nail biter, I feel like. I'd be surprised if it's a blowout.
Litter boxes for cat kids in school. Are you talking about like a kid that acts like a cat?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Please tell me that ain't what it is.
I'm gonna make some coffee.
What y'all think about? I think my examples are pretty spot on, though, considering what it says to look for. And what
Furry
we see.
juniors, I guess, that are wanting kids that act like cats. They're not
Yeah,
furries,
I
they're
try to
furries.
stay out of that stuff because I get upset and angered, you know. I don't want to go there. Just stay away from that. I was hoping Ramblin' Rome would be here. I made her a video, but I don't. Ramblin' Rome, if you're listening, check in real quick. Just let me know you're there. And if not, I actually made you a video. And for those of you that don't know, Ramblin' Rome, she has her channel. Y'all check it out. She is a big Oklahoma person. She's from Oklahoma, loves Oklahoma football. And I just made you a little something real quick, rambling to help support you.
Green fakes, keeps, bringing it right side. Green to the corner, touchdown, Mountaineers. It'll be a 25-yarder from the hash. The kick is up, and it is good. Casey Legg buries it from 25, and West Virginia beats Oklahoma 23-20.
But the man of the hour, right there, Garrett Green.
He got his opportunity, and he delivered. A fun afternoon in Morgantown. They're singing Country Roads and celebrating a win over Oklahoma. 23-20 is the final. With Devin Gardner, I'm Adam Alexander. Now let's send it to Wisconsin, Iowa. Here's Dan Helly and Petros Papadakis.
Right? Good stuff. Good times. Good times. That was for you rambling, though, because you've got to talk shit to me for like 10 years in a row, it feels like. Even though I've only been on YouTube a year, I don't know. It still seems like you've got to get me a lot because we haven't beat them in a minute. So just a little shout out. Just a little shout out. Sorry. We'll move on. I'm seeing... I'm still confused on all this cat business. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Really don't. Do you know, Brandy? What?
Something about kids can have litter boxes at school. I don't know what for it is.
That's wild.
I
Right?
don't know.
I'll tell you what, let's go over the Michael Vaughan thing real quick. This was from this morning. And just tell y'all what the latest is on Michael. Because it's kind of shocking to me because they're digging and it's not far from Michael's house, the way I understand it. And You would think, I don't know, being that close, that would have been found or seen, unless it was dug after it was searched, possibly. I don't know. I'm confused about it. We'll read this and see if this explains it any better. But what they're saying is new lead in disappearance of 5-year-old Idaho boy. And this is like fresh news. This was yesterday, not last night. Investigators are working on a major lead in the case of a missing Idaho boy. 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was last seen combed through thousands of acres of surrounding land and sifted through hundreds of tips in search for the child. The search has now taken authorities outside of a home in Fruitland near where Michael lives and was last seen. Brandy Neal, Michael's mother, described Fruitland, a rural farmland city, as a quiet, friendly, and safe place. But on the evening of July 27, 2021, the quiet corner of the world turned frantic when Brandy's 5-year-old son, Michael, walked out of the house and down the street. Brandy says her son was looking for older neighborhood kids to play with. Now, I'm sorry, he's too little to be going looking. I get that you can't keep your eye on him 24/7, but you got to watch, man. He went to a neighbor's house, went to another neighbor's house, and another neighbor's house, Brandy said. And, one of them neighbors should have brought his ass home. Brandy, working at the time, and her husband inside checking on the toddler and ordering dinner. Neither parent knew Michael took off. Well, of course, Brandy didn't know. She was at work, Now a yard just 4 minutes away from Michael's home is being excavated. Fruitland police, along with Idaho State Police, are using a tractor, canine dogs, and a dumpster in the backyard. 4 minutes away. Okay, I thought it was closer than that. And this is pretty legit stuff right here. Lauren Matthews, host of Hidden, a true crime podcast, and a spokesperson for the Vaughan family, appeared on News Nation Crime to speak about the latest developments in the case. Mathias said the home being searched is very close to where the family lives. She says investigators are being very slow and methodical with their investigation. They have a backhoe, they have canines, and they're putting dirt into a dump truck, and they're going away. Then they're sifting through that dirt, she explained. They did go over to the Neal home, to Brandy's home yesterday. This is happening. We have a tip. We are looking for remains.
And I don't think, guys, that they would be spending all that money searching if they didn't have a pretty good lead, in my opinion. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah. Mathias says she spoke with Brandy earlier Sunday. She is not doing okay. That is a direct quote from her. We are not okay. I've had to tell his siblings that he might not be coming home, Mathias said. Mathias said Michael's family members do not know the person whose yard authorities are digging through. The couple that lives there, they are both now in custody, Mathias said.
Wow.
And this is confusing too. According to Matthews, I ain't sure, one or the other. The couple has not been charged in connection with Michael's disappearance. She says one of them has been behind bars since around May, and the other was taken into custody on Friday. Police have instructed Brandy not to go over to the yard that is being searched, which is an understandably emotional request for the mother. Yeah. When law enforcement went over today to kind of debrief them and let them know what was going on, they specifically said to Brandy, do not come over to this house. She told me, she said, it's doing everything I can not to go over there. She said, this is my baby. This is my baby. She says she was pacing back and forth, trying so hard not to go over to that house. She did start crying when she said the words remains were used. She said, I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to use that word yet. There's still, I'm not going to tell her siblings that he's not coming home, not yet. Fruitland police said the department received a tip that Michael's remains could be in the backyard of the home, but nothing has been found so far. It has to be a good tip, I'm thinking, right?
Right.
That's the general idea. And
That's what I was thinking. For them to be searching like that,
they feel good about
I'd like to know what the other one just got arrested for Friday. I wonder, it doesn't really state. I've tried to find the charges. Does anybody know? Because I couldn't find anything. Because that makes it worse also. You know, especially them not releasing what they were arrested for.
it. See, and one of them was already in jail.
Right.
So I'm thinking they must not have been in jail when Michael went missing.
Right.
It's so wild, isn't it?
I think for some reason I have a good feeling maybe they'll solve this case. Like recently, there's been a lot of cases been solved.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that.
I tell you, I've always felt like Fruitland's on top of it. I don't know. They just give me that feel.
Right.
I really though expected. I didn't really think it was his parents.
Right.
My only problem with him at all was I thought the dad should have come out and spoke more at like the press conferences and stuff like that. I thought he was the one when it happened. He should be doing the talking, not the poor wife having to explain when she wasn't even there.
Yeah.
I agree. But I didn't expect it to be real close to the house. I thought it was going to be a case of somebody picked him up and hauled ass a long ways off. I didn't feel like it was a neighbor.
That makes sense though, because it'd be easier to get him so quickly, where nobody would see him. Really.
Yeah, and you wouldn't stick out because you lived there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They might even been part of the search party. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Trying to blend in.
But I don't want to speculate because we don't know that he's even in that yard, for one thing, or that he's gone. And I think that's kind of what she's getting upset about is people speculating on that. I'm not saying that. I don't even know. Who knows? But you'd think to haul in that equipment and all that, you'd have a good reason to be searching.
Yeah, I agree. And both of them have past records, right? It said.
Mm-hmm. To me, it tells me too there must be some disturbed earth in that backyard.
Yeah, for them to.
Yeah, because they can tell if something's been dug up or not.
Yeah.
And for them to bring the dozer in makes you think there's definitely signs of disturbed earth that they're doing that.
They would probably really have to be discreto digging in the yard unless they did it at night.
Oh, I can't imagine being that backhoe driver.
I know.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I kept on saying with the Quentin case, them looking in the landfill for him. I hate the person that comes upon them if they do find them.
Yeah, me too. That would be horrible though to be I'd be so scared I was going to do something if there was a body and
I hope they solve the case. I know might not be the results everybody wants, but at least they'll have an answer, hopefully.
Well, I mean, the results are what they are.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So I would think I would definitely rather know than go my whole life not knowing.
That would be hard either way as a parent, but I would rather want to know. I would, not be out there wondering I'm not saying he's dead, but I wouldn't want to wonder if he is alive and somebody's hurting him every day,
Exactly. So. Yes. And, that's a possibility. Anytime a kid's been missing a long time, there's always a chance that somebody has that child, like them girls in Cleveland for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
You know what was horrible about that? I can't remember the names of this, but y'all know who I'm talking. Ariel Castro's victims. There were 3 girls. He had them for a long time. There was a show with a psychic on it. And one of them girls' moms was there in the audience, and that psychic told her, "Your daughter's dead. She's gone. I'm sorry I have to be the one to tell you." That woman died before her daughter escaped.
Her dying, thinking that.
She went to the grave probably thinking her daughter was dead.
It's a well-known psychic, too. She used to go on shows all the time. Older lady, blonde hair.
What's her name? Because
I believe.
Sylvia Brown, Messy Jessie says.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's her.
Man, that's the thing I have issues with when it comes to that. You know, that poor woman, man. And that girl, I seen an interview on her just the other day, is why I'm bringing this stuff up. That girl had been prisoner, had a baby, had the kid had made it to kindergarten age. That girl was having kindergarten in one room. She would get the little girl up, dress her up, fix her hair, everything, walk her across the room, and then she would leave and come back and be like, "Hi, I'm the teacher, Mrs." I mean, that girl is that is a parent right there. Is it not?
Yeah.
And she was talking about, like, the little girl couldn't ever go anywhere.
Right.
Because, dude can't explain how he would have her. But, like, when she was 5, I think it's the first time, she said when the little girl walked outside and she could see the sun on her daughter's face, it like made her break down. And it's that guy got out way too easy.
Yeah, he offed himself too.
Yeah.
That's the bad part. He didn't get to serve his time.
And that was his daughter. So you could see, like, if a woman was going to kind of resent a child, it'd be a case maybe like that. And she said that the baby looked just like him. And she said it didn't affect her 1%. She loved her daughter more than anything,
Yeah.
That is, God bless that girl. And she's the one that got him out of there too.
Yeah.
I tell you, it was a case though where I think one of them pretty much could have broke out when they wanted to, almost. And
They're just too scared.
Too scared.
Yeah. Too fearful. Because he went to work every day.
Yeah. And there were 3 of them in there.
I know. It's awful.
It's really awful. And the girl that I'm talking about that did all this and had the baby and stuff, I'm not 100 on this, but I'm pretty sure she was a friend of his daughter's or knew his daughter well.
Yeah, that's how he got him in the car. I think a couple of them knew the daughter.
Can you imagine that? Your child disappears, and it's the parent of one of the kids they went to school with.
That's awful.
One of their friends, to find that out.
I think too in that area, if they looked to see if there's any other missing girls, he might have killed a girl or two, instead of kidnapping them. I'm sure they checked, but I don't know. He's an evil guy. Very evil.
I go leaving the comment up on the screen for 20 minutes.
I like when cases are solved and we know what happened. I'll go back and watch these psychics. I'll save their video because usually we'll take it down and compare. But there is a few legit psychics out there that usually get most of it right.
Don't say their name, but Brandy said there's one that
just recently did Michael Vaughan reading. And she said it was somebody in the neighborhood. It was an older gentleman, but took Michael. Didn't live far from him. And somebody else living in the house, which that's true. So a lot matched what she said. So
you always wonder, man, when they get it right.
Yeah.
But like Brandy said, a lot of them, if it's wrong, they get took down. And
yeah, I do think some people have the gift, but some people don't, and they try to think they do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And then some people just want to scam people.
Yeah, that's not right at all.
No, it's not. Guys, we've done our hour. I appreciate everybody for coming.
Yeah.
We got a lot of work to do for Wednesday night. I still got to
there's Marco.
Most of the game. Oh, hi, Marco. Sending Davises some love. Well, thank you, Marco.
You're nice.
Where you been? Was you here the whole time, or you just got here? I hate if you show up at the end.
Maybe he was listening.
You been here, Marco? You just get here.
John, every time I see him, I think Jared. I want to call him Jared because of John. It's Marco, not Jared.
It's Marco. Marco, my buddy.
You like 20, the number. You like 22, don't you? He always said 22.
Yeah.
I said 20. But I thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
He must like that number.
Yeah, we got a lot to do. Get some questions ready for Wednesday night. If anybody wants to suggest categories or something, you could email them to me, and I'll consider them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. Because after a while, it's hard to think of.
The more games I do, the harder it gets. You know.
Yeah. So anybody have like a good category with good questions? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I think that what I'm going to do, since it's Cam and Harsh, and I'm going to do, because I know both of them's done a ton on summer, I'm going to do a category and call it Summer's Master Class and make it the hardest shit I can possibly think of. You know, mind-boggling shit. Don't you think I should?
Yeah.
I think so too. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for coming. Wednesday night at 6 p.m. It's going to be a little earlier than they have been because Harsh is in the UK. It's 11 for them. So, you know, and plus I want a lot of, because I know there's a lot of people in the UK that like Harsh and a lot of them that like us. We have a lot of UK supporters. I want them to be able to be there. And Ramblin', oh, you showed up. Good to see you. We're going to sign off with a little dedication for you, Ramblin'. I'm glad you're here.
It wasn't me. I didn't do the video.
I got a little dedication for you. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you guys Wednesday night, 6 p.m.
Bye, guys.
Green fakes, keeps, bringing it right side. Green to the corner, touchdown, Mountaineers. It'll be a 25-yarder from the hash. The kick is up, and it is good. Casey Legg buries it from 25, and West Virginia beats Oklahoma 23-20.
But the man of the hour, right there, Garrett Green.
He got his opportunity, and he delivered. A fun afternoon in Morgantown. They're singing Country Roads and celebrating a win over Oklahoma. 23-20 is the final. With Devin Gardner, I'm Adam Alexander. Now let's send it to Wisconsin, Iowa. Here's Dan Hellie and Petros Papadakis.